So we're going to talk a ton of hoops, but I have to know, with a 6-year difference, I would like you to describe your relationship with your older brother.
That's a complex answer. I always looked up to him. I always wanted to be like him. I always wanted to do exactly what he was doing, whether it was football or basketball or student council or whatever the case was. So as a kid, you always want to be like your brother. You always want to replicate what he's done. But now as an adult, I get the chance to do something that's different. I think that he'd be an outstanding coach, but he hadn't done it yet. So I'm checking that box for us both right now.
How would you describe your relationship with your younger brother? Just brothers, not basketball.
Just brothers. I mean, it was always fun for me. I always wished that he was probably 2 or 3 years younger than me, so like we could play together on the same team, and we can do all things that I was doing. Because that gap is big. The one thing I always respected about him was he was always, no matter what age, he never cared about voicing his opinion, whether it was popular or not, or whether I would get mad at him or not. So he always had the courage to do what he felt was right. That's what I remember of him as as a kid and as a little brother.
You touched on this, that now you're in the coaching path, which, Chauncey, you have not done yet or have yet to do, or I don't know what the future plans are, but this is a whole new thing for you, an experience. Mm-hmm. How's it been so far, and enjoying it and the challenges of it?
It's been, like you said, a challenge. It's been, every day is different, and it poses different obstacles every day, whether it's dealing with the staff or dealing with the administration or just the student athletes. I think the fun part is the practice. The practice is for me, and that's when I get my frustrations and my stress out with the student athletes, and I can teach. And teaching and learning from them, it's outstanding every day, and it's fresh and it's brand new, and it's been a pleasure to be around these kids so far. Family, 1, 2, 3. Family.
Has teaching always been part of your personality since
I don't know. I think learning has always been a part of it. Teaching younger, like my friends are younger than me, so they learn through my experiences, and I was able to teach them with whatever situation I was going through. So I don't know if it was a part of my path. I'm a great learner and I'm a great listener, especially following 17 years of the NBA and 2 years at Colorado. I got to see a lot and experience a lot. So just reflecting on his career and learning or teaching the things that I learned from Chauncey and my folks, I would say learning is probably more important for me.
Chauncey, do you feel like he's on the path, you know him better than anybody else, that he is on a path that fits him fantastic?
I do. One, I'm just proud of him for always having the courage to blaze his own trail. And I always, knew that it was tough for him growing up under me, being a basketball player, being a very good one, but being different than me, from a basketball perspective. So everybody expected him to be the next me. Everybody called him Chauncey's little brother. I was annoyed with that, and I know he always was. So now, people call him his own name. He's Rodney. He's Coach Billups, and I'm proud of that for him. He deserves it. But he is. He's on the path of becoming a great coach, and I couldn't be more proud.
What was it about your parents that you guys both successful in your own right and both very humble, down to earth? What was it about your parents that made you guys like this?
They held us accountable, and my mom was for me and Chauncey's relationship with mom and dad is probably a slight bit different. When things were good and even when things were bad, Dad was always cool. right? Dad was the one who always have your back, but Mom was the one who, okay, if you're not in the classroom doing what you're supposed to do, you're not playing. So Mom was the one who held us accountable for everything, that good or bad, everything that we did, and Mom and Grandma. So, when you say it takes a village to raise a family, I think our village of Park Hill raised both of us.
We have a huge extended family, and we come from one of those families that aunties are grandmas. You know what I mean? Like, if my mother wasn't around, or we weren't at one of our grandmother's houses, we were at the auntie's house, same rules apply, same discipline applies. So one thing I loved about both of them is they still allowed us to grow up, and we were inner city kids growing up in the area that things could have went either way pretty quickly. And they still allowed us to at least experience that life, experience it, albeit they probably were scared sometimes when we would be in the positions and the situations that we were in. They allowed us to grow up, allowed us to make some mistakes and learn from them, and make sure we didn't make them again. And that's where I think a lot of our, personalities come from, and kind of the easygoing, humble, we was always taught to be humble. So it was just always lessons every day, all day.
What about the family support? I know at games your parents come out, and obviously your parents have followed your career. What that really just means to you guys, that that they're so proud of you when they're at these games?
I think the move from Boulder to Denver was so much more important to them than it was to me, just because now they're 15 minutes away. They don't have to get on Highway 36. They're in the game, and Dad is like, now that it's head coach Billups, I get a little say-so after the games, and I'm going to teach him what he's missing from the sideline. So there's a lot more ownership now that I'm here back at DU, but for not just my parents, but just for Chauncey and his girls that come to the games, my extended family coming to the games, all of that stuff means the world to them and to me, of course.
It's funny, last question, I was thinking, when you say the Billups brothers, that's just cool. What is it to be, what does the Billups brothers mean to you? And you kind of hit on that, but it's special.
To me, I don't do it for the fame. I don't do it for the brand. I do it just to make my brother and my parents proud. That's it. That's the only reason why I work as hard as I do. Chauncey has blazed the trail for me and left such big shoes to fill. All I can do is work hard, and all I can do is try my hardest.
I think I speak for us both in saying that everything we do it with grace. We do it with humility, and we're going to be humble when we do it, but we go out and compete really hard at everything, right? Like, we want to win at everything, I'm here watching his games, and I'm trying to coach from my season ticket holder seat, trying to help him out, and we talk before games, after games. We do that, in the name of our family, and trying to continue to build a legacy here that will go on forever and ever.